Well, my name is Bárbara Galletti from Centro de Conservación Cetácea of Chile. I work with cetacean conservation on the country at the regional level also, and international forum has the International Whaling Commission. And particularly in Chile, we conduct two field work that are very important for us because are conducted with blue whales, which is an endangered species, and with southern right whale, which has been classified as critically endangered. And those two species were the main targets of the whaling industry. Well, I think that most of species worldwide are under threat. They are a severe reduction in species. So we need to reverse the decline and the depletion we are making to our own planet. We need to continue living in this beautiful planet, and we need to work, each one of us, the best we can for the conservation of nature. Well, I work with whales because life brings me to the whale species, and it represents the flag ship for marine conservation. And I guess marine conservation is not considered as much as terrestrial conservation worldwide. You can see at the international forum that terrestrial conservation has much advances, but for marine conservation we are not getting so much. Well, it's the ways that life gives me to this point, because I wasn't expected to do conservation in my life. I was studying other fields to work on, like building dams. I'm an hydraulic engineer, but I met some really good friends in just a course of marine mammal, and then I introduced myself in the cetacean world and all the threats they were facing because of we harmed them too much, and I didn't find it fair. And then I started, so I really don't have a person that inspired me, but it was just nature that drove me here. I am very happy with the whale sanctuary that we were able to reach in Chile in 2008. This was a major achievement in a nation that is mainly directed to extract natural resources from the sea, and this is the first law that shifts the extraction view to a conservation and non-lethal use of species like cetaceans. So this was a very, very nice campaign that we conduct with fishermen, with other NGO like Ecoceanos in Chile, and many, many thousands and thousands of people that support us. 99% of the population in Chile supported whale conservation, so it was a consensus for all the civil society sectors, and that was the cornerstone policy for marine conservation policy in our country. We need to do much more nationally, regional and internationally, but this is a very good start, and I hope to see in the future that the species start to be increasing, the whale species, the cetacean species, that human behavior change, and we can finally live together with the rest of the species on Earth in a quiet and respectful way. Well, I was nominated by the founder of CCC, Ms. Elsa Cabrera, which has started this organization. I was co-founder on those days. I have only 21, 22 years old only. And she has been always supporting our work and this endeavor. So she has nominated myself because of all the achievement we have reached. Not only myself, but many people in Chile and nationally, regionally, and internationally that have helped us to achieve all those. Well, this award is very important because it's a recognition to the work we hardly have been conducting in a volunteer way most of the time for over 10 years. And this recognition means a lot for the future of the conservation work we are conducting. It's a hope for increasing support at all levels with the people and with funders and with politicians, that we need to everybody get involved on this endeavor, that it's a human responsibility. We drove the planet to this point. We need to reverse this situation. With the award, with the money we get, we will invest all this money on the conservation project, particularly on two species, the blue whales and the southern right whale population in Chile, which is critically endangered. And we will try to found those projects and try to develop more conservation measures, create more awareness, and continue to strengthen the conservation of these species in national waters. Well, it's a very difficult question, because the future for nature, maybe 10 years ago, you were very optimistic because all international agreements were moving forward, but unfortunately in the 21st century we are looking at the international fora that it's in a point that they make no advances really to make a better improvement for conservation measure. And even like for the Kyoto Agreement, we can see that we are moving backwards at some point. So it's very difficult, and I think this is the inflection point we have get here, and now it's more needed than every time before to improve our strategy, improve the cooperation, which is the only key. With cooperation, we will achieve with civil society to change the world, and we need to start now and with a long of strength and power. Well, I think that is very unfortunate situation for the people of Japan, but I think this is a very important lesson that everybody needs to take care of what we do, how we manage our own development. We cannot sacrifice nature for our own purpose. One country now is threatening many people, many animals, the earth in general. It is having a bad impact on sea life because it's leaking to the ocean, and I'm sure this will impact the sea life. We don't know, nobody knows what will happen in 10, in 100, in 1,000 years. We don't know what will be the real impact, but I'm sure it will have. There is nuclear energy, and this is not something you can just not look in deep on their impact.